Hey, what's up, folks? So, I want to talk about pain points with my own health journey that I think a lot of you might relate to. I'm not going to talk about the sort of metabolic health crisis that I went through that led me to discover species appropriate nutrition, that started me off this whole journey of sort of becoming obsessed with metabolic health and the role that it plays in my overall physical and mental health and well-being. I've done a pretty good job of unpacking that on Martin Gillespie's podcast called Metabolic Health Without the BS. And I'll link that in the description below. Martin's podcast is fantastic. I'd highly encourage you, if you haven't listened to it before, to give it a listen. It's a really, really good podcast. He's a good mate of mine. Very much endorse his work. It's brilliant. What I want to talk about rather in this video is the portion of my health journey where I've experienced the yo-yo effect, meaning that the periods of time where you go from being really good, really well disciplined, everything's working, everything's going right, and then life happens. And life is messy, life is chaotic, life is not like in the movies where it's well scripted and things work out perfectly. Like in life, we will experience trouble. You have to navigate that chaos, that trouble. Quite often, I'm very guilty of this. The first thing that went out the window for me was my nutrition. Good example. When I was finishing my master's degree, so I started my master's degree in the mid-30s in 2017. I was working full-time, married. My wife and I had our first kid in 2015, so it was 2 years old, thereabouts. And the first part of my master's degree, that was hard work, don't get me wrong, really hard work, doing that over and above a day job, over and above trying to be a dad and a husband as well. Really hard work. But the dissertation, oh man, the dissertation phase, and anyone who's sort of undertaken a postgraduate degree, whether that be a master's or beyond, will be able to attest to this. Like that dissertation phase, that's hard. That's the real graft. That's hard yards. That was tricky. That was very, very tricky. Now, I had discovered keto in 2018, and I'd done tremendously well. And that's the part of the journey I'm back in Martin's podcast that I've just referred to before. But then in late 2019, sort of mid 2019-ish into late 2019, I had to finish my dissertation. Time was running out. I needed to make a start and I needed to get my dissertation sorted. Work was absolutely mental. Life with a kid, it's life with a kid. Like any parent will understand that. So it was chaotic. It was difficult. And the first thing that went was, I don't have time to cook for myself. I don't have as much time as I'd been taking before, preparing every single meal from scratch, fresh ingredients, really putting the effort into my nutrition. That was the sacrifice that I made, because that seemed like the low-hanging fruit. That seemed like the most logical thing to drop to give me maximum time to spend working on the dissertation. The thing I didn't appreciate at the time, the thing that really came around and bit me in the arse, was the more I let the quality of my nutrition slip, the more the quality of my mental and cognitive function started to slide. The brain fog set back in, completely yo-yoed with the weight, but all the weight I'd lost before, plus packed on pounds, and all of the symptoms re-emerged that I was talking about in that podcast episode. Just moody, couldn't focus, couldn't just get stuff done. It was really in a bad way. It wasn't going well. But I'd resigned myself to the fact that I was just going to eat for convenience, ready meals, heated stuff, just do that. I try to keep up with my exercise, but I just needed to eat for convenience just to get through the stretch. It was just what had to happen. And so that's what I did. And I suffered from it. It wasn't a clever move. It really wasn't. It was a dumbass move. Really, it was stupid. Hindsight being 2020. can look back now and go, well, you know what would have helped me? It would have been a tremendous benefit to me to have a coach at that point in time. It could have helped me assess my particular brand of chaos, reality of my situation, and plot a strategy, a set of systems to help me make sure that my nutrition was on point, that I was managing my time, I was maximizing everything that I could as best I could. That would have made a world of difference. It would have been a completely different experience. I probably wouldn't have packed all the weight. I probably wouldn't have had the return of all the metabolic symptoms. I probably would have done far better, felt it a lot easier. Not to say that it would have been easier. It's not a magic trick. It would have still been hard. It would have still been sacrifice. It would have still been a schlep to get through. But the experience of going through it would have been notably better versus what I actually experienced, because what I was doing was I was compromising myself metabolically, and that in turn was compromising my physical and mental performance. I hadn't appreciated that. I wasn't paying attention to that. And so with Biosym Technologies, with the AI nutrition coach that we're building for our own platform, that is exactly the kind of pain point that I want to solve for busy, high-performing professionals like you. I want to give you something that you can work with the comfort of your own convenience and time to come up with strategies and systems that work for you for the reality that you face. Not vanilla, bland, one-size-fits-all nonsense, because all of that stuff, as well-intended as it is garbage. It does not fit your reality. It does not fit your particular brand of chaos. And so I promise you, as soon as the pressure is on, the vanilla one-size-fits-all plans go out the window because they are not malleable, they're not adaptable enough. So with our AI health coach, we're giving you something with the reality of your situation, with the reality of your chaos, mountains and hurdles, traps and pitfalls and successes and triumphs, everything that you're navigating in your day-to-day life, professionally and personally. You can take all of that into account and you can personalize a set of systems and strategies for you that will help you make sure that nutritionally you're giving yourself the very best platform that you can, and that you're going to thrive as a result of it. And if you're looking after yourself nutritionally, you are by default looking after yourself physically and cognitively at the same time, because your metabolic health underpins both. It underpins your physical and your mental performance. So that's what we're giving you. But we need your help. We need your help to make this a reality. So our crowdfunding campaign launches in 22 days. 1st of December 2025, Cyber Monday. We need you. We want you to back us. We want you to be part of our founding community. We want you to be part of this journey. Look forward to having you on board.